Let's get started with the open session of the March meeting. Welcome to all the ASCA members who are listening. For those who don't know how it's done or what goes on, basically we have items on the agenda. We will go through them one by one, and we'll go around and get the opinions or comments from every director. Today, all of us are here. Cindy, Denise, Jean, Judy, Ken, Linda, Rachel, Rick, and myself, Liz. So the first item that we have on the agenda is last month's email business.
Cindy, I'll make a motion to approve last month's email business.
This is Jean. I'll second. Okay.
Okay, I heard like 2 or 3 people at the same time.
Yeah, Rick will second.
It's a motion by Cindy, seconded by Rick. I think that's what I heard. To approve last month's email business. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. The next item is the system liaisons report. Rachel?
Yes, ma'am. We have in the OneDrive the status report from Inventive on where we are to date on website support and maintenance. The report date was 3/11, and as you guys can see, they consider our project status to be on track. They have detailed what's been completed, what is in process, what is up next, as well as the suggested work. And I spoke with Ray on his thoughts on how the project's going, and he feels extremely comfortable with Inventive and the work they have done to date. And I was actually elated because they've stepped in and basically assumed the total role in terms of website support. And we, of course, some of the portions of the website support kind of crosses over and would almost be listed as system updates. So that will make it very easy if we choose to go with Inventive for the potential system update going forward. So I feel very good about Inventive and the job they have done to date. And when I was speaking to Ray, I mentioned to him that when we do start projects, regardless of who the vendor might be, if it's Inventive or any other vendor, those, the project money spent will need to be separated so that we have full clarity for the money that we're going to spend on the system upgrade. So that's where we are, guys. I feel really good about Inventive and the work they've done for us to date. Does anyone have any questions?
I do. This is Judy.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a little clarification. So Inventive is just working on the website right now?
That is correct. They're working on correcting the bugs and keeping the website up and running. So that's what I said. It's kind of a crossover because some of the bugs that came from the previous system must be corrected in order for the website to function properly. And so as they progress with bug correction, they will get more detailed into the system portion of the website.
Okay, so do we have any time frame on when we will actually be doing the computer upgrade, things that affect the electronic submission of scores, things like that?
Judy, I would like to think that we should start that very soon. We basically wanted to get the website static and get it settled before we went on to the system upgrade, but I would really like to start that soon. I am going to share I have shared actually the status update from Inventive with the system committee, and I would like to follow up with the system committee probably early April, in a couple of weeks, to determine how we're going to move forward. By then, Inventive will have a better idea, and Ray, of where we might start our first upgrade. Now, in relation to the uploading of results, that is actually a bug. So that has got to be corrected. I do not believe that that's going to fall under the actual upgrade. That is a bug, I believe. So in answer to your question, that is going to be corrected very soon.
Okay, and final question.
Okay.
Then have we chosen Inventive to actually do the system upgrade, or will that involve another search?
No, we have not.
Okay.
Simply because, like I said, we wanted to get Inventive in, ensure that they were a worthy partner to work with, were acceptable of ASCA, and can provide what they presented to us. You can present a very beautiful picture of things, but until you get down into that picture, down to the details of that picture, you don't know. Well, now we're getting a better idea, and I'm feeling very comfortable with Inventive. So, does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you. That's all I have, guys, unless there's other questions.
If there are no more questions, then I would need a motion. Or no, I don't need it.
No, we don't.
Yeah. Let me get back to my agenda here.
Right.
I'm having technical difficulty. Okay, here it is. Okay, thank you, Rachel. I was actually very happy to see the report. So I think we're on track, which is good. Thank you for all the work. So the next item is the ASCA hosted nationals proposal, and I know that we have the subcommittee. I'm not sure who wants to speak for the subcommittee.
This is Rachel. I was going to speak for the subcommittee.
Okay, go ahead, Rachel.
Have you guys had an opportunity to review the proposal that we sent that Calla has posted on OneDrive?
Yes.
It was posted last evening.
Yes.
Yeah, the Nationals Committee met last night, and we suggested some changes to the proposal, and one of those main changes was bonding. Anyone who's going to have access to the checking account to ensure that folks may not walk away with the monies, because we're dealing with large sums of money at Nationals. And one of the other changes that we made was to add in the pre-trial, post-trials, and to not put a number on that, to leave that open so that the host clubs could choose to run as many or as little as they thought was warranted. And please bear in mind that pre-shows, pre-trials, post-shows, and post-trials, those will be hosted by affiliates and or consortiums. And so those are considered to be money-making events for those affiliates and or consortiums that host those. So that would answer to the concern that there are no affiliates that could enjoy any revenue out of Nationals. Well, that is one way that they could. And So we changed that so that there wasn't a direct number on that. And we would like to present this out again to the membership, this corrected version. And we would like a final vote by the board on this at the spring meeting. So if there's any questions or any concerns after you guys read through this that need to be addressed, please send those to Laura, as she was the creator of this document, to ensure that we get the correct answers and that the document that we present that will be voted on at the spring meeting is complete and not lacking in any section. Okay? So, does anyone have any questions on the proposal that they've reviewed to date?
I do. This is Judy.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Judy.
I see that you are now allowing the selection of judges to go to the committees rather than the way it's been done. Is there any reason you decided to make that change?
Well, when we move to this methodology, the committee, the National Advisory Committee, they will be searching out for the particular chairs for each event. And so it was thought, if I recall correctly, that handing out the selection of the judges to the committee would be the fairest way to go, and they, being the experts for ASCA, would know who would need to judge their events. But if you needed a more detailed answer on that, please, we'll follow up with Laura on that.
It's not really that. That's a good reason. It's just that, as it says, there will have to be rules and things created. Can that be done and inserted in the rule book in time for the 2021 Nationals?
Maybe.
I would think so. I mean, you know, we're looking 2 years out, so more than 2 years out. So I would think that the committees themselves will be the ones, Judy, that will be responsible for writing the rules on how they choose those judges. So I would think in 2 years' time that the committees could do that.
Well, but except it's not 2 years' time, because you have to have your judges the year before. Like right now, we've just approved the judges for 2020.
Right,
So,
it's just 1 year really that we have to get that done.
right.
Okay, yeah, you are correct. I'm still thinking 2018. I'm sorry. I'm not even on 19 yet.
Okay, thank you, Rachel.
Uh-huh. And I'm making a note, and I'll pass that on to Laura. Okay?
Rachel, this is Jean. I just have a question to expand on what Judy was talking about.
Yeah.
So the procedures that are in place right now for instance, stock dog and confirmation would remain the same, or would they change? Like the drawing of the names based on the requirements that have been set up. The only difference would be those drawings. The drawing of the names would be handed to the committee to pick the six out of the whatever.
That is my understanding. Okay, because confirmation does need to correct theirs a little bit. Yet it still needs a little bit more tweaking. But it's my understanding that the stock dog committee will just be the one choosing the 6 versus, the consortiums and/or affiliates right now.
Right, based on the current procedure that we have.
Correct.
Unless they change it.
That's
Okay.
right, because when we hand this back to the committees and we're going to say to them, okay, determine how you want to choose your judges for, your events. And if they want to change it somehow, as long as the board approves it, I think we're good with it. But I cannot see a reason to change that. But, that's
Right.
just me
Okay.
talking. Yeah.
I have like 4 items, and you're requesting that I send that to Laura.
Please.
Will those, if you agree with them, my concern is that we get this in front of the membership so that we're able to vote on it
Exactly.
at the spring meeting, because I don't, it's already less than 30 days out. So I want to make sure that we get enough input. So I will send these questions that I have tonight to Laura. Thank you.
Please do, because we would like to post this on ASCA social media sites. We wanted you guys to see it first, see if you had any questions, get those answered as soon as we could, and get it posted so that the membership would have an opportunity to review it and or ask questions and you know, provide some clarity on some things to the members that they're concerned about.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for Rachel on this topic? So I guess the thing to do is for the directors to send whatever questions, comments they have on this proposal to Laura as soon as possible, and for these to go to the membership pretty soon.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. Anything else, Rachel?
No, ma'am, I have nothing else. Would either other member of the Nationals Committee like to give their thoughts on this document?
I'm good, Rachel.
Okay.
This is Denise. I think that the updated information that we have on that report already is pretty complete. But I'm sure that there are concerns from the membership, and I would, like you say, encourage them to send those questions to Laura so that the committee can take a look at it, answer those questions, and make sure that everybody understands exactly what the process is going to be and procedures. It looked really good last night, I thought.
You know, and I'll add a kind of a closing statement here. You know, one of the reasons that this has been considered, moving the revenue directly to ASCA versus going to the affiliates and or consortiums, is because of the cost of everything. The cost, this event has turned into a multi-million-dollar event in terms of the revenue that it brings into the local areas. You know, when we're there for those 7, 8, or 9 days, and ASCA is going to soon have to be considering building a new facility, you know, at our office, and you know, we've discussed that. So we need to look for methods by which ASCA can be more revenue positive, as well as, you know, one of the complaints that we've had for years is, you know, finals cost so much for the competitors. And possibly we could use some of these monies to defray the finals costs. So this will need to be managed, and that is why we're going to put the best there is. We're going to put past chairs on that committee to manage this in a way that it will be revenue positive and will be a benefit to ASCA and the members. That's all I have, Chris.
Can I make another comment, Denise?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the reasons also that ASCA took a look at this is because over the last several years, there have been years that affiliate clubs have not come forward to volunteer to host a national, and each year we see that the numbers of shows are the same or even increased, but the participation in those shows, the entries are less and less. So a lot of clubs have reduced revenue, and some of them are smaller than they used to be. Some of them have actually ceased to exist because of the expense of putting on a show. And this way, we could be a lot more consistent in how the nationals are run, and also select facilities that will be the best there are for the membership. And it takes a huge as we know, it takes a huge facility, and there are not very many facilities that are available that we can afford and that can service a function like we have with RV parking, with the number of stock, with the number of arenas and buildings that we need and the space that we need. So those are things that we took a heavy look at in order to do this, okay? Thanks.
Ken, did you have anything to add?
Yep.
All right. Okay, thank you to the subcommittee for working hard on this. And I would like to encourage members to comment and send questions to Laura when it becomes available to the membership. This was the last item on our agenda, so our meeting is coming to an end. Good night. And we're getting ready for the spring meeting, and you all know what goes on later. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz, and all. Good night.
Thank you all. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.